A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, Mid-HudsonNews.com. It's Thursday, February 29th, leap year. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Orange County is going to set aside $1 million to cover expenses of a special prosecutor in the murder trial of Edward Holley, who's accused of killing Megan McDonald in the town of Wallkill 20 years ago. A special district attorney is needed because County DA David Hoover recused himself due to potential conflict of interest when he was in private practice. Chief Assistant DA Christopher Borick says the money would be used for the special prosecutor to investigate and present evidence and witness testimony.
If the case goes to trial, there'll be more expenses to them. My understanding from speaking to the special prosecutors is that because of the age of the case, they're going to have to expend some money, speaking to witnesses who have now moved out of state. And obviously the case involves expert witness testimony and those types of expenses.
Holley has denied killing the young woman who was attending college and working part-time in a shopping center. Strong winds after Wednesday night's heavy rains left a big mess across parts of Orange County. As Orange and Rockland Utilities crews were busy cutting up fallen trees that brought down power lines, more trees started to fall around them as they worked high up in bucket trucks on Long Meadow Road in Tuxedo. No one was injured. Trees and wires also came down on Belleville Lakes Road in the town of Warwick, forcing the road to be shut down and leaving residents with no power. Meanwhile, in Middletown, a downed tree damaged a transformer on Sunnyside Avenue, causing the lights to go out in that neighborhood. The Mid-Hudson Valley has lost close to 30% of its licensed child care providers, and that's making it difficult for employers to hire workers and for job hunters to secure and retain jobs. A just-released report from Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress finds that it is more and more difficult to find suitable child care. Pattern President Adam Bosch says that's the number one concern in the job market.
The data and the research tell us that here in the Hudson Valley, childcare is dwindling, it's expensive, and it's struggling to remain viable under stress from demographics, economics, and shifting policies. And that's really the key finding of the study. So just getting into where we are now, in just the last 15 years, we've lost in the Hudson Valley 27% of our licensed childcare providers. Statewide, we've lost 22, so we've lost a little bit of a greater proportion here in the Hudson Valley.
The problem impacts both the rural and urban communities. In the last few weeks, 2 more licensed agencies in the region closed down: Head Start in Sullivan County and a private licensed facility in Wappingers Falls. Hudson Valley Honor Flight, the organization that brings veterans to Washington, D.C. for a day of touring war memorials, has named Louis Ingrassia Jr. as its new board chairman. Ingrassia, the town of Wallkill Commissioner of Public Works, has been volunteering with Honor Flight for over 10 years.
I did not have, I would say, the honor of serving in the military as a veteran. So what I like to do now is I like to provide service to veterans to honor them for the service that they provided.
Ingrassia replaces Frank Kimler, who stepped down to focus on the national level. Hudson Valley Honor Flight alternates trips between New York Stewart International Airport and Westchester County Airport. Orange County is planning on spending $5 million to continue to clean up Camp LaGuardia in the towns of Chester and Blooming Grove. The massive site was a New York City shelter for homeless men until the county bought the property several years ago. And it sat there unused for decades with buildings in decay and fields overgrown. Last year, the county began a cleanup project that will continue this year, according to Ryan McGuire, Deputy Public Works Commissioner.
2023, this past year, we did quite a lot of work there, cleaning up some old buildings, raising some buildings, cleaning up a lot of debris. So we want to continue that now with some of the larger buildings up top as we move up top to get rid of the asbestos out of the buildings, and then we would be able to raise them ourselves.
Over the years, the county has entertained proposals to redevelop the parcel for office buildings, housing, and manufacturing and distribution. Now officials appear to have made up their minds to develop a large passive park on the property.
He's He's here. The Easter Bunny is visiting the Galleria at Crystal Run every day now until Easter. And he's not camera shy. Get your picture taken with Mr. Peter Cottontail. Children, families, and even pets are welcome. Now you can make an appointment ahead of time at whereisbunny.com. Reservations are strongly encouraged. Just go to GalleriaCrystalRun.com for all the details, and happy Easter.
Nuvance Health, parent company to Vassar Brothers Medical Center and Northern Dutchess Hospital, is joining forces with healthcare provider Northwell Health, subject to regulatory approvals. Collectively, the new nonprofit partnership will include 28 hospitals, including the 7 in the Nuvance system. Spokesman John Nelson says the strategic partnership will provide a host of health benefits for residents of the region.
Northwell and us, we're also very academic focused, right? So we're going to be, we'll be enhancing our medical residencies. There'll be the chance to recruit and, bring more physicians and other advanced providers, up here into the Mid-Hudson Valley and into Connecticut. Retain that top talent because we will have the strength of a larger system.
Margaret Crotty, chairwoman of Northwell's Board of Trustees, said together they will have an integrated health system that is better positioned to care for communities that they serve. A 22-year-old Monroe resident has been arrested in Hopewell Junction after operating an illegal mobile cannabis dispensary. They caught the attention of police, elected officials, and concerned members of the community. Eli Herrera was charged with misdemeanor criminal sale of cannabis and unlawful sale of cannabis, a violation. Herrera's mobile dispensary, similar to a food truck, was noticed by State Assemblyman A.J. Befan, who represents East Fishkill. He contacted the State Office of Cannabis Management and verified the dispensary was not licensed by the state. In addition to the lack of a license, the dispensary was operating outside the law because East Fishkill opted out of allowing cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site cannabis consumption sites to be operated in the town. Police arrested Herrera at the dispensary that was parked on Route 82 near Lake Walton Road in the afternoon of February 26th. The Beacon Volunteer Ambulance Corps will begin providing advanced emergency medical technician services on March 4th. More than 6 months of in-depth planning went into developing the first such agency in Dutchess County. Amid a nationwide EMS crisis, BVAC continues to answer nearly 3,000 calls for service annually. BVAC spokesman Anthony Tsang said the number of calls per year has steadily increased even as the field of EMS is in crisis. BVAC covers some 20 square miles with a population of 25,000. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.